What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to today's video. If you've been wanting to learn about real estate investing and not sure on how to get started and where you should probably start to look at in order to start your real estate investing journey, then today's your day. This is the video for you. I've been investing in real estate. Oh, by the way, my name is Johnny Lynum for those who don't know me. But I've been investing in real estate for now over 15 years. Started in the single family space with rentals as I moved around active duty Air Force and kept my residence that I lived in as a rental property moving along. And then eventually from there to building up a couple rentals. We started fixing and flipping, being more active, hands on. Did that for some years. Did some years virtually in the Birmingham, Alabama market. And then from there, we scaled up in Panama City in around the year 2019 after Hurricane Michael. And we've been doing consistently double digit deals each year, buying apartment buildings now, and just continue to do different strategies from fix and flips, bird strategy to multifamily investing. Now, one of the things that we do, I've gained so much experience in just the real estate journey from just flipping houses, project management, working with contractors, networking, raising private capital, you know, leading complex projects virtually, hiring the right people, managing the staff, and doing all those things in order to build a well-oiled machine when it comes to real estate investing with our business. And it's been growing over the years. I think to date now we've got a little bit over 40 deals that we've done over our career. That's both in person and virtually, flipping houses and buying apartments. For me, my personal story, my first duty station was in Warner Robins, Georgia. That's where I was at when I bought my first house back in '06. Before that, just growing up in rural Alabama, didn't have a a lot of information about investing. Didn't know about real estate, didn't know about stocks and bonds, didn't know about how to raise money or any of those type of ideas on how to generate wealth, how to build passive income, how to build generational wealth. I didn't have that. But moving to my first duty station, I figured out when signing the lease on my apartment that hey, I had to have a relative sign on the lease because my credit was screwed up, and it was a truly humbling experience. But over the course of the next 10 months, I got my credit together, got my bills paid, got all figured out. Hey, you actually have to do this stuff every 30 days before 30 days is up. And it really helped me, and it allowed me to be in a position when I had a really good friend of mine come to me and with an opportunity for us to go half on a duplex. He was going to buy a side and I was going to buy the other side. And it worked out well where I was paying over $300 less than what my two-bedroom apartment was costing me. I actually got money back at closing, and from that perspective, I was hooked on real estate ever since then. And looking back at what kind of those key things that pushed me on my journey, I think you always look back at the knowledge and information. And for me, it was like Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Was the book that kind of showed me the difference, which my dad always had told me: if you want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, then you got to create a business. You got to work for yourself. You won't be able to do that and build that type of lifestyle working for someone else. And he always told me that, but it didn't really hit me. But reading that and just seeing how an employee mindset versus a business owner mindset, an investor owner mindset, that it just showed me that it's a different path. And when being able to get paid each month from owning property and being able to leverage debt and control the asset, it just set me on the path that I'm on today, and just kind of took it to a whole nother level. And till this day, I'm super thankful for just being able to invest in the knowledge, books, the RIAs, Real Estate Investor Association meetups, just talking to other real estate investors. You know, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. It wears that you're just surrounding yourself with like-minded people that's looking to get into the same type of things that you're interested in, and just kind of going from there. And I've always been entrepreneur at heart. I had a lawn care business in college. Even before college, in high school, I had a car wash business for a summer in between my freshman and sophomore year. And just from all those things, it was like always about, hey, building something that can generate income and being able to provide that always just kind of piqued my interest. Kind of looking at it, but it hadn't always been that way. We always make mistakes on our journey. Nobody has this straight trajectory to success. There's bumps in the roads. We always learn. Hopefully, we're learning more from other people's mistakes, which is wisdom versus learning from our own mistakes. But I look back over my career with real estate investing, and whether it's choosing the wrong contractor, whereas that you have a contractor that isn't timely, especially in our case, where you're leading contractors virtually, you get referrals, but sometimes they still don't work out. And, just dealing with contractors showing up, intoxicated on the job, you come up and then, there's beers in the house, or contractors actually sleeping in the vacant house, and you're like, man, why are you sleeping here at the property? So we've had some of those issues like that we've had to deal with. Situations where you're not properly vetting a resident that's going into the rental property, and the person doesn't pay. Now you're in a situation where you gotta get ready to evict someone. They've caused damage to the property. Now you got to go back in and make renovations before you can lease it out again. And so some of those mistakes that are made, but it comes with the territory. So now you don't make those mistakes again. And, and that's one of the things that I always tell people: don't be afraid of making mistakes. That's why you have a network. That's why you have, you listen to podcasts, you go to seminars, you read books, so you can learn from other people's mistakes and not have to go down that same path. But there's going to be mistakes, and that's part of it. But the thing is to learn from other people's mistakes, and then that way you don't have to make those mistakes and realize the same situation that you could learn from by not seeking out the knowledge. And I will say we've been blessed, whereas that we have never lost any money in investing in real estate. All our projects have been successful, and I hold that to one, the good Lord, and then being properly underwriting deals, being conservative in the approach with underwriting, and and having a tight buy box on what we look for to be conservative, whereas that we limit our risk. And I think that's always an approach that people should take in with understanding where they are from a risk perspective. And all that to say that I have some other video content out there that kind of talks about the reasons why I invest in real estate, but all those benefits. But one of the big reasons why we do real estate is to kind of build generational wealth. But for you guys that are looking to get started, let's dig into those steps that you need in order to get started, in order to get going in real estate. I think the first step, you got to assess your finances. You got to understand, what type of access to money do I have? Do I have a lot? Do I have time? Do I need to go out here and raise money? Do I need to go out here and partner with someone who has money and I find the deals and bring the deals to the table? Or I have a project management background, or I have more time to be on site with the contractors and help do that, versus somebody who may have the money but they have still have a day job, or somebody that may want to lend money from their retirement account. So I think really having a true assessment of your finances to improve your credit. You want to see where you are as an individual. So when you're going into a bank or going into a partnership, that you kind of know, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm bringing to the table. I think step 2, you got to look at and know your business model. There's a lot of different real estate investing strategies out there. From single family, fix and flip, is always kind of glorified. With TV, you can wholesale, where you find deals and just sell them to other real estate investors. You got apartment buildings where, multi-units at one location. And there's a lot of different opportunities and strategies within each one of those with just apartments. On the single family side, you could just be buying rental properties. And, whether you buy turnkey, where it's already been renovated, there's a resident in place, there's a property management company already in place with you, and you just buy the property and it's kind of, done for you. Or if you want to be hands-on and kind of on the same route as fix and flip, but you want to renovate the property, and instead of selling it, flipping it, now you want to put a resident in it, you want to refinance it and keep it as a rental property in your portfolio. You got self-storage, you got mobile home parks. You have, what's some other ones the strategies that we use? You can buy notes where you're just a mortgage and you just buy the paper that the mortgage that's owned on a piece of real estate. and you become the bank, or you could just be a private lender and just lend your money out on deals. So there's a lot of different strategies, but I encourage my coaching students like, hey, you got to understand your lifestyle, because whatever you do with real estate, you want it to fit within your lifestyle. So if you want to be active and kind of build a business, or you want to be passive and just put your money in and be hands off, you need to understand how do you want this to integrate into your larger financing picture, and what you're doing with your budget and with your retirement portfolio. But then also you just want your lifestyle, whereas that it's not creating a burden, it's not making extra work on your part, that's going to ultimately put a drag on you and prevent you from being successful long term, because it's going to be hard to be consistent if it's not integrating well with everything else you have going on in your life. The third one, you got to pick a target market. I think this is a big one, whereas that a lot of times people they're held back because they may be in a San Diego or LA or New York, a super expensive market that they can't invest in, or they feel like they can't invest in. And I think that's one of the things that people need to look outside of just your backyard, that they're with technology systems in place, with networking and other investors, with being able to kind of build a centric team, that you're able to look at different markets across the U.S. So I think that helps to kind of look and pick a target market. At number 3 is super important, whereas that now you're not looking all over the U.S., you're not looking all over different zip codes, that you kind of narrow in and figure out, hey, this is my niche that I want to come into this area, this farm area, in order to find my next deal. Number 4, solidify your buying criteria. What are you looking for? Single family homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, condos, townhouses, apartments, duplexes, triplexes, single families, older homes, built before 50 or built after 1980. So there's so much criteria that you can look at. Do you want to look at houses under 2,000 square feet, or, everything under 1,500 square feet? Does it need to be on a slab, or can it have a crawl space underneath? Do you want to just stay away from projects that need rewiring, that needs new plumbing, or do you want to just look for cosmetic type flips? Or properties, so there's a lot of different criteria. And what this helps you do is, when you're talking real estate agents, when you're talking to other wholesalers, other investors, you know exactly what it is that you want and what you're looking to buy. So now when somebody sees an asset that fits your buy criteria, they know exactly to call you and who to call, because they know, hey, this is exactly what Johnny told me he was looking for. And it's clear, and it helps people help you faster, and allows you to be focused. Whereas that now it's easy to say no when you see other things that don't fit what you're looking for, your criteria. It makes it just an easy description, just like that, the decision to make, because it doesn't fix your predetermined criteria. Number 5, build your team. It goes without saying that real estate investing is a team sport. You gotta have a team. If you don't have a team, it's gonna be hard. And I hadn't always had a team. I'm a perfectionist. I know I do things a certain way, and I want to make sure it's right. And they say if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself, which is true. But guess what? 80% of somebody doing something as good as you is just perfect. That's fine. It's gonna be all right. That's how you become wealthy, by being able to leverage other people's money and leverage other people's time. Whereas that now you have a team. You don't have to be an expert contractor. You don't have to be an expert underwriter. You don't have to be a expert deal finder. You don't have to be an expert real estate agent to sell houses. But you just got to be the one that can orchestrate and put the deals together, and lean on other people's expertise in order to make you successful. And that's why I think leadership is a big piece of being a real estate investor, because you have to know how to talk with people. You got to know how to work with everybody and anybody, because it definitely takes a team. And a lot of people touch a deal, from a wholesaler or a realtor or an owner who owns a property that you buy directly from them, to the title company, the attorney that you close with, your contractors that do the work for you. And that could be different, multiple contractors, different trades. Then a real estate agent on the backside, or a bank on the front end for you to buy it, a bank on the back end for you to refinance it, a buyer, a family that's buying the asset from you on the back end. And so there's a lot of people in between that come into the picture in order for a deal to go from the beginning to the end. And so building a team and having the right people around you is critical to your success. Number 6, line up financing. And I would say you need to have at least 2 or 3. I'm gonna say 3. You need to have at least 3 lenders on your team. And they don't have to be traditional banks. They could be credit unions. Credit unions are awesome. We have a great relationship in Panama City with our credit union there. But you got to have access to capital, because eventually, even if you got money, if you do enough deals, you're gonna run out of money. Or projects take longer. It may take 5-6 months for a project to go full cycle, and you may have a great deal that comes up between before you finish. And so with me, we started off when we were flipping, we would do one house at a time. If I know what I know, if I knew what I know now back then, it's like, hey, let's do 2 or 3, keep our good contractors busy, and and do things, and you could scale a whole lot faster. But that's the thing, that you definitely want to have different financing options. You want to get pre-approved with a couple different hard money lenders if you're flipping, or you're looking to do BRRRR strategies, where you're gonna buy, you're gonna renovate it, you're gonna rent it out, refinance it, and then repeat. You want to do that. You want to have some private lenders as well too, where that you can move extremely fast, and you have a whole lot more flexibility than with traditional lenders. But you also want to have some traditional lenders on the back end, whereas that you could refinance fairly fast. You don't have some do operate without a seasoning period. That's what you want. As soon as you can fix it, you want to start the refinance process. And being able to move quickly like that is how you're going to be able to secure more profit and make more money. Number 7, the goals I already talked about, raising capital. You got to be able to raise money. You got to be able to bring people in to buy into your vision for your company and what you're doing with building wealth. Because I tell people, if you're not raising money, then you're really being selfish, because there's so many people who need help with getting a better return on their money. They got lazy money sitting in the bank, but they need a real estate investor, somebody who's seasoned, that's doing deals to invest their money with, to diversify from the stock market, and diversify their portfolio overall. But then also now they can get the gains that's backed by real estate, and it's going to help you at the same time. And so raising money and building that skill set with being able to talk with people and share your opportunities for them to invest, not begging people for money, but showing them the opportunities that you have for them to invest with you and your company in order to get better returns. So that's number 7. Number 8, plan on how to find the deals. You got to get good at marketing. You got to be able to find deals. That it's fine to have realtors and wholesalers bring you deals, but to get really good deals, being able to go direct to owner, it makes a huge difference with the profit spread. Whereas that now, if a wholesaler gets it, they mark it up 20,000. If you go direct to the owner, you just made an additional 20,000 on that deal. And so I think being able to get the skill set to figure out, hey, whether it's sending text messages, cold calling, sending direct mail, door knocking, whatever it is, bandit signs, whatever your marketing sources that you choose to use, but being able to get in front of motivated sellers who have properties to get deals done. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity. Here it is, June 22. As we transition to the second half of 2022, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to work with motivated sellers to do deals across the U.S. And I think this is a great time to be starting as a real estate investor. Then number 9, the last point here, take action. You got to take action. You get all the information. You're watching me on YouTube right now. You're watching the videos. You're going to the seminars, the conferences. You're reading the books. You're reading the blogs. You're on Bigger Pockets. You're reading all this, taking in all this content. You're going to the networking meetings in person. You got to take action. You got to find deals. You got to get off the sideline and do it, because you have everything that you need inside of you right now to be successful in real estate. People that are doing, they have thousands and thousands of units, they're no smarter than you and I. They have no different. The only thing is they got a little more information and they took action. At some point in time, they started right where you are now, where I was at years ago. And they started taking action and continuing to build. And you have everything you need right now. You just got to believe and have that faith in yourself, get the right information, and boom, and start executing. Looking back on that, when I started my career, that hindsight is always 20/20. But looking back on it, number 1, I would tell myself to get the knowledge. You gotta get the knowledge. I wrote my book last year, Millionaire Real Estate Success Strategies, what they forgot to teach in school. They came out the early part of 2022 that they don't teach you this stuff in school. They don't teach you about real estate investing, and you just have to get it from somewhere. Luckily, I found it. You know, after I had started my career in the military as an engineer and going forward. But you got to get the knowledge. Number one, as soon as you get the knowledge, start networking, build your team. You got to have people on your team from, doing the projects, whether it's partnering with other investors, your contractors, your realtors, whoever it is, your employees. Right now I have a team. I have my virtual assistant that does my lead generation. I have a virtual assistant that is my executive admin that manages all the email correspondence, that works with my coaching team. I have someone that helps with social media. And so you just got to have a team around you. I have an acquisition manager who goes on appointments and meets with homeowners that the lead gen guy he sits for. And so that's the thing with being able to have a team. You got to network and start meeting people in order to get going. Then number three, take action. Get the knowledge, meet the people, and take action. And I'm a true proponent of that. That you don't have a lot of time left. If you look at a third of your time, you sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of the day. So a third of the time you got left, you're gonna be sleeping. Then if you're at work 8 hours a day, then you're working 8 hours. Now they don't leave a third of the time for you to build the dream, build the life that you want for you and your family and for the next generation. You don't have enough time. Take action today. Tomorrow isn't promised. Next year isn't promised. We just came through a pandemic. If you survive and you're watching this video now, there's no excuse for you not to be taking action on your dreams. And clearly you're interested in real estate investing. Now you need to take it to the next level. If you wish for me to elaborate more on any of these topics, hey, please leave a comment below. I love to have interaction with you all and just kind of see where you're at in your real estate investing journey so I can produce more content to help you out and just get a little bit more insight. If you think this is helpful, then definitely hit the like button and subscribe for more video content. And as we drop it out, I'll continue to kind of engage you guys with some topics that you're looking for. And make sure you check out my book too. For everybody to just kind of walk through, when it comes on the website, you can go download a free copy of the book at socialproofwealth.com/free. And you get a copy of the book. And so I think that's it for this video, and look forward to sharing more content with you. And definitely comment down below any questions that you may have, and then some ideas for more information that you need.